Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome to the start of a brand new Let's Play here today on the channel. We're back on Total War Rome 2 Definitive Edition. We're going to be playing as the Iceni here today, and we're going to be checking out Harvey's Campaign Commanders mod, which adds legendary commanders to all the world factions. So we're going to be playing as Boudica here today, the Barbarian. I've always said Boudica. Some people say Boudicca, whatever. But there are a lot of good commanders on this mod, which I would like to check out. I would have preferred it to be on the Imperator Augustus campaign map, but these characters are only available on the Grand Campaign. So, for example, we've got the Averni have Vercingetorix, Rome has Scipio Africanus, the Suebi have Arminius, and Sparta has like a descendant of Leonidas. So, if you like the sound of that and this series, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new, let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series, and where you'd like me to expand and conquer. If you don't like me or Boudica for whatever reason, feel free to leave a dislike. Also guys, before we get stuck right into this video, I just want to have some corrections and clarifications. Over the last 2 weeks, you would have seen me sort of experimenting on the channel with a variety of different videos. I wanted to test out one campaign in one video. For example, instead of playing a game for like 5-6 hours and then chopping up into episodical parts, doing it all in one video. Some of you liked it, but the general consensus is what you guys didn't like it, which is fair enough. I wanted to change things up. I finished uni now, so I just had some more spare time and I wanted to sort of experiment with my content, but you guys just weren't interested in it, which is fair enough, hey. So what that means is that Let's Plays, episodical parts are going to be back on the channel. So we're going to be doing back to our regular ways, which is about 4 or 5 half an hour to an hour long episode parts for this Boudica series, and then I'm thinking about maybe doing a Scipio Africanus Roman series, or maybe a German Suebi Arminius series. Let me know in the comments. And also the 1100 AD, the 1100 AD mod is now out, and we can probably work through some of those factions, which is also on Rome 2. So let me know what you think about that. Alrighty, let's get stuck into the Boudica campaign without further ado. So stay tuned for daily episodical videos playing as Britannia. So the objective of this series is to unite the Celtic tribes in the UK and Ireland and in sort of Brittany, Northern Gaul, and then what I want to do for this, the main objective, the challenge, is to take Rome. So we're playing as the Seahorse clan, great name. So we're playing as Boudica, who is the wife of the king. I currently have a daughter and a son as well. So she's technically the queen of the Iceni, while my husband is the king. So we start off with 2 armies in Camalundun. Alright, let's get stuck in. Right, so we want to try and take the entirety of the United Kingdom and focus on England first. So we're 63%. We are currently a kingdom. Okay, not a chieftain or an empire, which makes sense. But I do recommend this mod if you guys want a bit of a spice and a mix-up in your Rome 2 campaign. So we're currently at war with the Damante and a couple of others. So we've got the Carnutes. Okay, so tech-wise, we could go through military, but I think I want to go with civic, just to get our buildings up nice and high. So we've got Iska here, down in Cornwall, and we've also got the Welsh we have to deal with as well. So we'll mobilise our forces. We already start off at war with someone, the Welsh, so we're going to go over there and secure that. And then we've got people in Northumbria and Scotland and stuff. So at the moment, Britain is divided, and Boudica is going to carve and conquer it out. I thought the challenge of taking Rome would be quite funny, because isn't that what happened in the Rise Son of Rome game? So we are using a unit card mod as well, and we'll get some of these levy freemen and slingers to swell our ranks. So once we get a full stack in a bit, we'll make our way over to taking Wales. We currently have 3 armies in operation. We'll leave the king back in Camalundon. And that can be there fine as well. Alright, sweet. Also, guys, live streams as well. Yeah, they just don't work on the channel. For me, personally, it's just too difficult. Staying up all night. And just my internet isn't good enough. So, live streams more than likely will come to an end as well. Okay, so we've got a full stack here. They nearly have one, so we'll have 3 more. So near half, but technically it's we're rounding up, I guess, but we'll get a full stack here in a moment. Those mercenaries might be a little bit too much, though. Maybe it's getting normal recruitment. Will do. While we unite and rally the troops on the border. So we're technically going to be trespassing over Iska, but that's fine because we're probably going to have to go to war with them. I don't want to sabotage the settlement itself. I want to actually go for the supplies of the army. That's failed, unfortunately. Right. So let's push over the border. We'll get a small penalty pushing into Iska, but we've got 20 units here now. Okay, so during the end turn phase, they managed to push north, which is a shame. Yeah, I don't know why the AI does that still on Rome 2. Well, we're going to be able to push into the Welsh city with impunity. And I guess we'll just have to fight that army on the battle map. Alright, that's good. It's avoided me to do a siege. We'll sack Wales and allow Boudica to have her first major victory. I believe the models are actually from Total War Arena, so they do look slightly different, but they're quite good. This is following sort of a similar idea to my Cleopatra series that I did earlier on in the year. So we'll push up and try and deal with the Del Marte there. So she actually loses a lot of her bodyguard unit because she's a chariot. I do want to try and get some chariots in this Let's Play. We'll continue to sabotage the supplies. Now that... Hey, successful! Okay, so they've pushed further down south to try and retake their settlement. So let's fight this one. It's going to be an ambush, okay? Alright, we'll chuck a quick save and we'll fight this on the battle map. And I'll show and play you guys the full battle instead of chopping and editing it down. Alright, welcome to the ambush, guys. Here is Boudica in the snow. One of her companions is a little bit higher up here. We've got to be careful with her because she's on a chariot. But chariots in Rome too, very much like Troy, are still very potent and strong. But here is Boudica, the woman, the myth, the legend. Blue-faced and raring to go. Yeah, but like I said, I would have liked it to be in the Imperator Augustus campaign because that was actually sort of similar to... like roughly where she was hanging about, like in sort of 1 to 60 AD. I think that's sort of the time of Boudica off the top of my head, compared to what is this now, 276, the Grand Campaign. But hey, that's just how it is. We don't live in a perfect world. Alright, so let's start this ambush off. Right, so we're surrounding them by all sides. Let's get everyone just to drag in there to interlock. And allow our skirmishers to rain fire and death upon them. Alright, mute you. But this is what we're going to be doing for the first couple of parts. Carving out a Celtic Britannia. Making ourselves strong enough to be able to challenge the might of Rome. The Iceni are pushing in here, but I don't tend to play as the barbarians overly too much, but in this particular mod they do seem to have the more cooler and interesting factions in my opinion. But I'm definitely down to playing a Arminius Swaby Germanic Let's Play. I think that would be quite cool. But once again, I hope that was sort of a bit later, but it's in the Grand Campaign as well. So we've managed to smash the front and rear column. The center now is all that's lasting. Look at that. The Iceni barbarians charge against the last of the Welsh here today. And then we've brought Wales into the tribe. Victory. A decisive one at that. So we only lost 108. To be fair, it was a forced march, ambushed, and we roughly outnumber them 3-1. So now that's dealt with, we can push down and deal with Iska. So the Demate are now gone. There's even a gold mine in Britannia. Wasn't it some sort of ore or copper or something in Attila? I can't even remember. We're mobilizing to push against the tribe of Iska here. And we'll be able to siege? We're going to be able to siege them, and I was going to say seize the province of Cornwall. So we'll declare war upon them straight up. Okay, so we're not favoured to win this one. I like those odds. We'll surround them, we'll bring up reinforcements. We'll give it one turn, but I'm not opposed for them attacking me. Yeah. Now, why is it so much better odds with just 600? That's actually kind of insane. Well, we'll play this one because they're probably not going to come out and attack me now. Alright, let's wait. We'll take the dry day. Alright. So this is a small little barbarian siege. There's a couple ways in. Move you there. You here. We'll divide you up into like 4 units there. We'll put 3 skirmishers on the far right. And then 3 more on the far left there. And we'll move Boudica further back here. Yeah, but order resolve wise, their chariots seem to be getting really whittled down. Okay. So if we can take Wales, Cornwall, and maybe one more settlement here today, I'll be happy. So they're pushing further back. Their reinforcements are coming in by sea. We'll move those skirmishers slightly higher up to a little bit of an advantageous position, along with the cavalry and Boudicca itself. She seems to have massive long swords on the side of her cart, which is fantastic. There's a scene in, I think, The Eagle, which is not the best movie. You know that Roman movie with Billy Elliot and Channing Tatum? I don't know what the guy's name is, but I just know him as Billy Elliot. There's some cool scenes in that movie, but that's an atrocious movie, from what I can remember. There's a couple of those, like, hit or miss sort of Britannia movies. I can't remember that one with Michael Fassbender and Sir Davos. That one's not too bad, where they're getting chased. I like that one. Right, so we'll hit the landing units. Man, that still annoys me now that you can't lock onto some of these landing units here. But I do highly recommend Rome 2 if you're a beginner to the series. If you've never played a Total War before. Rome 2 is a really good starting point, because it's very easy for new players, and then you can expand upon it with mods, and visually it still holds up. I'm talking about for brand new people to the series. Medieval 2 gameplay wise is arguably better, but some people are really pedantic about frames and graphics and that type of stuff. I've also changed the video quality of videos as well. I've been testing that out, so I think should be slightly better. Still upload in 1080p 60 frames, but I just increased the bitrate on stuff. I had to because of I was testing stuff out for my Assassin's Creed Valhalla series, which I've done 5 episodes of now. I would like to do more, but this is one of those things. This is SimpzyTotalWar, a strategy game channel, and not everyone wants to see RPGs, which I thought more people would be more interested in a Viking game like that, but maybe not. Let's move those reinforcements in. So we seem to be losing on this far left-hand side. And okay, so we're not actually initiating any sort of countdown, which is annoying. I thought that might have been if we took the settlement. We will get a buff from taking there. But the guys over at Ubisoft Australia sent me a free early access code, so I really couldn't say no. And I really wanted to play it. But it's sort of the thing with my Let's Plays. I usually do about 5 to 10 episodes on stuff. I can usually wrap things up. But we're back to longer, sort of slower, methodical Let's Plays, which I don't mind. I don't mind doing whatever. I just wanted to test and mix things up, because variety is the spice of life, especially with those edited videos. I was doing the same work as like a 4 or 5 part series. I was editing things down. I was still playing the same amount. As I was editing out the chuff. I don't know. But maybe you can sort of enjoy this sort of long form content, because it ends up just talking and turning into a podcast where I just start rambling about stuff. Right, we'll form up a front line here. So unfortunately, some of my armies got caught there. That's actually not too bad. The AI actually rushed when I was split, which is my bad. I thought these levies would be able to hold their own. But yeah, I'm using some just minor graphical mods here and there. You can find them on the workshop easier. But yeah, it's the Campaign Commanders mod by Harvey. I do recommend it. And the unit card mod as well. Okay, so actually flanking. Good on him. Right, so we'll form up a front line on this side. But now this battle has quickly turned into us defending. We've made a shield wall as they push my archers, my skirmishers rather, whittling them. But I am interested in playing that 1100 AD mod. It looks alright. I'm curious to see how medieval Europe is on Room 2. I haven't even fired it up just yet, but it is on the list. A lot of you guys have recommended it to me, and it's definitely one of the higher subscribed mods in the last month on the workshop. Okay, they can continue to go back down. We'll charge in our chariots here now and see how they work. So there's 180 before the initial charge. These are a lighter wooden variant. These aren't the heavy chariots. Oh, but they seem to do just as well. That's a good charge there. Now, oh wow, they managed to knock out half the unit in the charge, because you can attack. You can attack it head on, which is really good, first of all. This is actually a general unit, so it's maybe slightly better. And what you want to do is sort of kite back and forth, drag it back and forth, so that the chariot just starts running over stuff. You guys probably would have seen this tactic more so recently in Troy Total War, when you can just like absolutely buff the hell out of chariots. But chariots have always been incredibly potent and strong in Total War. So I've wiped out 2 units there. I might just need to get a full chariot army. Just fucking just like run through them. Right, so they seem to be holding. Boudica we don't want to risk because she is the queen for this series. But if you want to see more Rome 2, leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new, it really helps out the channel and the videos on the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to be doing daily episodical content of this series until we wrap things up. So they seem to be pushing us head on here now, and the chariots are really working their magic, wiping out 4 total units here. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised how well they're actually doing, to be honest. And they're actually charging us, even though it's a defensive slope, so they do have the high ground of the momentum when they charge. We have skirmisher supremacy on them, and we have the capture point that they really want. So everything is coming up Boudica. Yeah, what even is with that? I heard people say Boudicca. I've always heard Boudica, the famous barbarian queen. Anyway, victory. A close one, supposedly. Ah, it's because we lost 1,000. We're still fighting with tier 1 trash units, so it doesn't surprise me. 3.1k with Boudica, 2.6k with Iska, and they lost 2.3k as well. Looking at the casualties sustained and inflicted, the skirmishers did the best, 109, 99, 77, and then our mercenary spears did quite well, along with the normal conscription variant. So we'll occupy Iska. A little bit of a spear glitch there, but that's fine. This mod isn't perfect. It hasn't been updated for quite some time. That's okay. Ah, okay. So we've been attacked in northern Britannia? Yeah, okay. Right, we're going to push for... I think it was like Imboricum and something else. It's Eboracon now. Okay, so we're going to be pushing into... What is this? Northumbria? Against the Brig Antes. All these tribes mean nothing to me. All I see is the future of Britannia. But we need to conquer these tribes if we're going to have enough strength to even contend with a great power like Rome, with Scipio Africanus at the helm, and other Roman legendary lords. Or legendary heroes, rather. So they actually attacked me during the end turn there. I was kind of hoping they would. But I like those odds. We'll fight this one on the field. Alrighty guys, welcome to the battle map. Our first open field battle, because technically the first one was an ambush. But there she is, Boudica, once again. Leading a tribal horde. Front line of spears, nothing too special. Mostly just levies. And skirmishers at the back. We've got a unit of cavalry here, we'll try and get them stuck in. But it's been quite some time since I've played the Iceni. I think I played it on the vanilla version of the game, but I never really have gotten back to it. Right. So, apparently it's 75% in their favour. Now that we're on the battlefield, it's a lot more in ours. Which tends to work sometimes. They are attacking us, so we can form a defensive position. I don't know how well my cavalry's going to do. Boudica's at full strength now, so we might be able to bring her into the fight where we can. Their army's split up, but I'd rather let them get exhausted and come to me. I don't want to move up. We could try and hit those charioteers. But we are sort of fighting, uniting our fellow Britons here today to form the tribal empire of Britannia, let's say. Yeah, so once we've got the UK and Ireland under our control, we'll push into Normandy. And we'll see how we go. Because they have Vercingetorix, the Arverni, so they've got a strong, powerful leader. I'm not opposed to like allying with the Gauls and maybe, I don't know, if the Nervii become the dominant power there. I probably only need a couple of provinces in Gaul. Oh my god, my cavalry just got absolutely shreked there. So they're attacking me in 2 columns. And they're just going to try and pierce through and break my center. Hopefully we can try and reduce a lot of them before they even get in range. But here come more barbarians at each other. But yeah, thinking sort of a similar thing for the Suebi. We'll start in Germany, unite the Germanic tribes under Arminius, instead of sort of starting off as a larger confederation. We have to sort of build from the ground up. And we could even do the same thing of attacking Rome as well. Barbarians attacking Rome is always fun. Okay, so we're just trying to skirmish and hold them off where we can. But taking the entirety of the UK is going to be easier said than done. That ambush fight at the start we got lucky with. We could have very well lost that siege if we didn't have a decent choke point. And balance of power wise, if they didn't attack us here, we wouldn't have the slight advantage. But now that there's more guys coming in, yeah, it's massively dropped to about 60-40, so we still could lose this one. It's going to be close. We'll start speeding things up. So they have their own chariots that are skirmishing. They're not just charging in, which is good. We'll try and get those 3 skirmishers to hit them if they get in range. But they're so hard to break down, chariots. Like, you really need decent archer rounds, which we don't really have. Yeah, 'cause there's still 19 of them. We're pumping a lot of ammunition into them. They're really trying to focus on breaking my center, which is nearly working. We're going to have to bring over some support. Yeah, look. You know what now? We're just going to have to countercharge and counterpunch. If this was boxing, let's say. Alright. We've kept our guard up a little bit too much. Not a bad strategy, trying to just absolutely throw everything at the center to get at the skirmishers to stop the unrelenting fire. But now they're sitting further back, so the first army might get enveloped while the second one's going to hold a bit. This one can still go either way because we're not fighting with the best high quality units. Most if you play as the Romans in Rome too, you can really get out of any sticky situation. But with weaker barbarian factions, not so much. Would I redo those videos I did in one video? For example, the Spanish campaign really could have been a 5-episode series. The Mazda Mundi or the Ica Claw series could have, in Warhammer 2, could have potentially been 6 or 5, but I think I'll just leave them. We'll start new things. We'll start episodes back up. Let's Plays is the best way to call them. Alright, so now they're pulling back. Boudica's now coming in to help out. And she's really ripping them apart. Alright, let's give chase. Now that this is turning into a really unorthodox battle, really scrappy. Yeah, just be careful instead of getting picked off. But it's swinging in our favour now, 60-40 instead of theirs. Okay, you can swing that way. But yeah, all these mods you can find quite easily on the workshop. Campaign commanders, and just like a unit card mod, and then take your pick of whatever graphical fidelity you like. And whatever your PC can run, because sometimes not everyone has a boost gaming PC. Alright. I, for the longest time, was playing on a laptop earlier on. In my gaming days. Right, that's done. Yeah, they're fully capitulated here today. Victory, we'll take that. And a close one. Okay. 941 we lost. So they outnumbered us by about 400. Good old Ratus. Little rat. A little rat pack. But Boudica got the win. 793. That can't be right. 166. Anyway, good result. The thing is, if we release them, we get more money, but then we get slaves. We'll just execute them. Right, we'll take the city now and unite the entirety of the province of Britannia. Yeah, interesting that they call that Britannia, so I guess it's like we're going to take the British Isles. Okay, so we'll sack to get the cash money, and we'll occupy straight away. Alright, we'll try and run down those guys. Oh, they actually attacked me. We didn't even need to give chase. Let's execute those. Sweet. Right, well, unfortunately on that note, guys, I think it's time to wrap things up. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for episode 2 of the Total War Rome 2 Iceni Boudica series coming out tomorrow. We've done really well here today. We've managed to basically unite Wales and England. We've got to take out Scotland, Ireland, and sort of the northern Celtic tribes before we push for our challenge of taking the city of Rome with Boudica. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already with the bell notification on. Let me know in the comment section down below feedback and suggestions for the video, and feel free to leave a dislike. If you want to support the channel and follow me on my social media links, they are all linked in the description below. We've got the series playlist that you can access. You can also have a look at my gaming and recording equipment. If you want to get yourself some cheap games, check out the links. You can support me on Patreon if you want. Channel members are available. Use creator code SimpzyTotalWar on the Epic Games Store checkout to flick me a couple of bucks. We've got Twitter, Discord, merchandise, Facebook, Steam group, Instagram, Twitch, and Google Plus links all in the description below as well. But above all, guys, make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. Goodbye.